Life takes a little bit of love, a little bit of rain, and a little bit of sun. Ain't no shame.
So we all grew up in Ottawa. It's a small place. And if you've played music there for a bit, you've probably played with most of the other people in Ottawa. And so Chris LaBelle had an opportunity to work with Open Road Records, and he called Chris McComb, who he had met at a fair when Chris McComb's band was opening for Jason McCoy, and they said we need a guitarist, and I'd played with McComb at some bars, so he called me, and we needed a drummer, so I called Jordan, who I knew from church. Jordan had played with McComb, and we called Dan because we needed a bassist, and that's how it happened.
Bottom line is these guys played in a band their entire lives, didn't make it, and we're here now.
You should be watching that sunset, but I'm just staring at you. That's all I want to do.
You know what? It was all about my mom. She forced me into country music. I had to grow up on country music. I grew up on Travis Tritt, Alan Jackson, and everybody says that Florida-Georgia line changed the game for bro country and stuff like that. I think it was Shania Twain. And she played a huge influence in my country vibing.
I think for me, we started playing, so I was in this other band and we started just doing covers. So we were playing punk rock and different genres like that and harder stuff. And we got to the point where like nobody really wants to hear that. Like no paying customers really want to hear that. So we started learning all these covers to play in bars. And we're like, all right, making a bit of money at it. And country and classic rock seem to be the big thing. And of course, country is very popular now with the younger generation. So
super loyal fans too.
Yeah.
The Canadian country music fans out there are super loyal to their Canadian artists, and we appreciate that. A little bit goes a long way.
It's,
I know with me. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Daniel.
I was just gonna say, I know with me, like country was pretty much the one genre I hadn't done yet. You know? No, I'm serious. Like I had, being a bass player, like there's not very many of us around, so I had people from a lot of different places asking me to fill in here and there for whatever, and never had the chance to do a country gig. And then
How are you liking it so far?
it's pretty good.
Good.
Yeah, I really like playing with McComb.
I just wanted to play music that it was okay to be a musician and it still be accessible, because there's lots of genres where it's okay to be a great musician, like metal and progressive rock and stuff like that, but there's a select group of people that go out to those shows. So to play country is kind of like it's okay to be technical, and you get an opportunity to be an instrument, like to play an instrument and have parts in songs that feature that instrument, but people can still enjoy the story and the song and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I kind of just tag on with a lot of these points here. I really enjoyed country. Actually, Dirks Bentley was the guy who got me into country. And
Personally?
yeah, actually, he's a good friend of mine.
I introduced Jordan to Dirks.
Yes, McComb did.
Yeah.
We were playing in a band together at the
Quite fun.
time. And I was new to country. So Dirks got me into that, Dean Brody, and a couple of acts like that. And I really enjoyed the challenge of learning to play drums in that genre differently than rock or other kinds of music. And like
You know what?
said,
Yeah. Country music is real. It's about you being devoted to one girl and one beer.
I've heard you say this like 8,000.
Take the good with the bad, work with the play. A little bit goes a long way.
You know what? A lot of these guys have wives and kids, so it's super supportive because we are on the road a lot. And, it's tough being away from your family, but, I wouldn't change it for the world. We have a stupid tour van named Ron Burgundy that broke down on us a couple times across the country. And, if we didn't have McComb and Jordan Potvin fixing it up every week, we wouldn't be able to do this. So I thank you guys a lot. I thank you a lot. But
It's fun. It's fun.
It's been super fun
promoting it and getting to see people's reactions the first time they hear the song, and then the first time they hear us do the song, and that it's done well and it sounds good when it's kind of stripped down to its acoustic roots. So it's fun supporting it. It's horrible being with this group of people in that close proximity for that amount of time. We all have like a threshold at which point we put earphones in the van and no one speaks to each other.
gas masks for McComb.
But we do it happily, and that's how we've made it work. And so we learned early on that if we tried to actually talk to each other the entire time from, say, Ottawa to Windsor, we won't be friends when we get to Windsor. So yeah, we got it all figured out now. I love you guys.
Thank you.
The rest of us are friends. I don't know what your problem is.
It was a good experience, though. I love traveling
Not
Canada.
sitting with you.
Actually, I'm proud to be Canadian, too.
I guess I know what you're saying.
Okay. What's my favorite city in Canada?
I love Kelowna so much.
Good answer. Kelowna's beautiful. It's like a big ball fell right in the city. Did a mountain, put a
Sounds
lake
really
in it.
beautiful when you say it that way.
Yeah.
It is. I'm moving to Kelowna. Kelowna, if you're watching this, I'm moving to Kelowna.
He's coming in hot.
I'm
Look
coming
out,
in
look
hot.
out.
Just like
Okay.
a wrecking.
Go a little too far, little too fast, get a little bit of something in your glass.
I know for me on a personal level, doing music my entire life, especially since I was a teenager, you hear it a lot, and I'm sure all of us have heard, like, you're still pursuing music, like, there's no future in it, it's so unstable, like, it's almost like winning the lottery, ever making it. And I think just being on the bill with someone like Tim Hicks, it legitimizes, that's the word, legitimizes the musical endeavor to, I guess, the naysayer, not necessarily naysayers, but just people that would be like, oh, you know, give it up and you know, work for the government or something. And when they see that, it's kind of like, it sort of makes them realize, okay, like this is something real, right? Like this is something that's going somewhere. So I think it's just, yeah, puts a bit more confidence in the path.
Opening for Tim. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, it's you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Opening for Tim Hicks, for me personally, was incredible. This guy is a family man. He's a true talent, probably the nicest human being you've ever spoken to. And just soaking him up like a sponge, knowing what he does just to like control his voice night in, night out. And being a singer myself, you know, I asked him questions. I sort of just was on him like a blanket and just soaked up the entire tour, the College Throwdown tour. And, you know, taking it to the next level and having a song on the radio doesn't mean we've made it. It just means, you know, we're beginning right now.
Another step.
And Tim,
It's another step.
like if you know Tim's story, he wasn't like a former Mouseketeer that, you know, got a multi-platinum deal at 13. And no, he like grounded out in bars for 15, 20 years. And like his whole thing is, you know, how far hard work will take you. And so I think you know, when we were out on the road with him, I think we partied a little bit and thought that was fun. But I think we really learned, you know, how much of a job it is, and you enjoy it. It's a job you want to do, but like you got to work hard at it, and you got to take it seriously when it needs to be taken seriously, and you have to have a level of professionalism to it that you would have with any office job. You show up on time, you're courteous, you're respectful, you do your part. All things that, you know, very much go against the kind of, I guess, the idea of a rock star, music star kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And Tim is kind of the guy that you get that from if you spend any length of time with him, because he's just humble and he works hard.
100%.
It's been huge. Twitter, especially, like Twitter's weird because I always thought it was kind of stupid on a personal level. Like I had Twitter, right, and I never really got the point. I'm just like, it's like shouting in a crowded room, right? But then when we started using it with the band, and you know, we just started putting stuff out there. It's amazing. Like, I mean, we've gotten followers from places that, you know, otherwise would not have even had the chance of hearing about us, right? Mm-hmm. Like people from Nebraska being like, oh wow, like you guys are cool, like somebody retweeted your thing and I went and, you know, watched your video, that's amazing, you know what I mean? And so I think it's connecting us in ways that otherwise never would have happened, like in the old days, right? And so I think it plays a huge part in just knowing it and just seeing the demographic of people that are responding well.
Mm-hmm. They won't let me use Twitter or Facebook or Instagram.
Well, one of the guys in the band has a habit of, when the weather is acceptable and we travel to different places, he likes to swim without any clothes on.
Well, and the big thing too, and
our manager, well, anyways.
Our manager's going like this in the background right now. She's like, don't talk about it, cut this off.
Sometimes we get emails that are just like, remove that from Instagram forever.
But the other thing too is that you actually did just learn what a hashtag was. No joke. Like up until a couple weeks ago, he wouldn't put a hashtag. He would write hashtag
A little bit goes a long way.
A little bit
You know
goes a long way.
what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, social media rocks.
Yeah.
And you know, if it wasn't for YouTube, William Hung, was he a YouTube star?
Oh man,
That
this
was
is going down.
American Idol.
This is going down.
Corey's dying.
Soundcheck Entertainment, we love you. Thank you for watching this session of Rivertown Saints. A little bit goes a long way. Make sure you guys download it, Twitter us, Instagram us, Facebook us. You can do whatever you want to.
Bye.